What's up guys, Matt here coming at you with another quick video. This one I just wanted to take a look at these new Proline Super Swampers. These are very good 1/10 tire and really excited to see them offer these for the 24 scale, the 1.0 version. These measure about 57 millimeters, I believe it was, and a decent size. You know, a lot of us are going much bigger with stuff like these, but I like the fact that these can fit on a little more of a scale-ish type build and look good and work good. You know, they look a little small maybe on this, but actually a rig like this that has a lot of clearance, I like to run a little bit smaller tire, kind of lowers it all down. This thing, you can see, even with a smaller tire, which brings the whole thing down, we still have tons of clearance. So putting a bigger tire on there just raises everything usually. This did perform very well with these OGRC tires, and I thought I would talk about those a little bit too, just because I haven't did a video dedicated to these. They were kind of on this rig when I ran it for the first time, showing this build, and they've did really well. Very pleased with these. I like the dual stage in them, and this is another tire from OGRC I haven't mounted up yet. This is definitely going to be more of a smaller scale-ish looking rig, because they are super small, a little too small for me most of the time. But I wanted to show you guys kind of the dual stage foam setup that they have in these OGRCs. They are in these pins that have the cut look, these and a couple others, but I feel like it's working pretty dang good in these pin tires. Now the thing about it, like you can see, it's almost like the inner ring to me should be a little wider. If you don't get just the right wheel, you'll get a lot of shift. These do pretty well. These are some Trill Type B, I think, the old 5 lug, with some different rings on there, but I haven't noticed them like shifting a lot, and the dual stage seems to be working pretty good on those. So I gotta say, overall, I think they work pretty good, and it's definitely a much cheaper option than flubbers. Just thought I would kind of mention those. If you're looking at these pins, they do work really well. I like them so far. Now, they're not much on looks. A rig like this, I think they look pretty dang mean on there, but most things, I'm probably not gonna run those just due to the fact of the looks. But this video really just wanted to kind of show off these Swampers because they are sweet. You can see I got them mounted on some trail wheels, and really excited to run this thing. I got kind of limited run time with it when I showed it in the build video, shortly after I was running it, and my pinion started slipping. It does have a grub screw on it, but even with it tightened all the way down, it would want to slip on me. So I had to put a little glue on there and then run the grub screw all the way down. So hopefully that thing will hold up now, and we'll get some running in with this. But these tires, very nice looking. I just mounted them up on stock foams. Normally a smaller tire like this, your tire roll is not horrible with just a stock foam. These feel pretty good. I haven't ran them yet. You know, sometimes they're a little too hard. You can notch the stock foam, cut like some notches in them. These are pretty soft, got a pretty good feel. A lot of times the stock foams are just hard. So I'll have to see how these do. The backs actually feel a little softer. I don't know why, but I don't know. Anyways, gonna run these, check them out. I did vent the tires. I just put a little bitty hole in my tires right there, you can see, and all I do to vent them is just cut some little bitty holes with these. You know, I have a hole punch I use for 10th scale, a leather punch. You can use a body reamer, poke a hole, whatever, but these work really well for me. Just some little clippers I got from Walmart, I think, a long time ago, and it works. So I'm gonna run these, we'll check them out. I may eventually put some flubbers in the front. I don't know. If they do well enough, I may not worry about it. But usually I run flubbers in the front. These have flubbers in the front. These have flubbers in the front. So especially on a heavy weight rig, you know, this thing's pretty light, so it's gonna do all right. But if you got a lot of weight, those flubbers really help on your side hill, because you don't get that tire roll. And maybe these will be bad. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go check them out. So it's really kind of odd how these Proline tires almost have a slimy type feel coming out of the package. You know, most of our tires we're getting have that really sticky feel, and, you know, they stick to your hand, they'll stick to the table, whatever. The Proline tires are the opposite. Like, they feel super slimy. It's really odd. But it seems like once they start getting dirty and breaking in, they start to work. You know, I started out with this climb right here, and this is very tough. Probably not a good one to start with brand new tires, but everything struggles on this a little bit. These were really spinning a lot to begin with. I'll be curious to kind of go back and try this after I get these broke in a little more. The OGRC cut pin tires that I showed earlier, like, went up this really well right off the bat. So I think the Proline tires just need a little more breaking in. My Trenchers were the exact same way. They were very slimy out of the package, but the more I use them, the better they get. So I think these will be okay, but they just need to get broken in. So hopefully soon I can get outdoors with some of these tires. I know I really want to get out with them and test them, but it's just been so nasty, cold, rainy, all that. I think we got some snow coming, so maybe eventually I can get down to Jake's cave. You know, that's kind of covered, so it stays decent most of the time. And now that I've got a lot of my home remodel, my honey-do list kind of knocked out, hopefully I can get some more time with some of the new stuff coming in. Got the AX24 showing up any day. And this right here is just a really fun descend down this. It's not really that hard. I mean, it takes a little bit of skill, but it's a lot of fun just going down this. And I just find myself hitting this over and over. This little thing is like a spider monkey. So just having fun with this thing. Absolutely, this is probably my favorite rig to drive right now. Just the combination of the Mini Komodo in there and everything about it, it just works. It really does work. These tires, you can see that's usually a pretty slick rock too, and they went up that pretty well. So I think as they get broke in, they're just going to do better and better. So this little rig honestly like kind of dominates the course. You know, I built this course for testing so I could test like stock trucks as well as stuff like this. But sometimes a lot of the stuff on there gets fairly easy for a decked out rig like this. Now this rock right here, it gets slick, and right here at this nub that sticks out, you always spin. But these tires do a really good job. You'll see here as soon as I kind of put it in the right spot, they grab and go. And that's a good little test as well. And then later, coming up that hill right behind the truck there, these tires did really well. I think as these get broke in more and more, they're just going to get better and better. I know on my 10 scale tires, man, I love when they get that super chewed up look and they're just like almost dead. It's like they hit the perfect sweet spot. You can see this line here. I've never really came up this like I did here, but after backing up and getting in the right spot a few times, this thing was able to climb it. This is just showing off all the clearance on this Dementor. This thing is my favorite to drive right now, and I just love everything about it. I'm digging the look. Like, a lot of times I don't like these buggy looking things, but really liking the look of it. And I'm gonna have to get back to something with a body soon, though. You know, it's just my thing. I like running the body, but got the AX24 coming, so I'll definitely be building that thing out, maybe comparing it against this build and see what we can come up with. But lots of stuff coming up. These tires seem to be a great choice. You know, Proline's known for good tires, so I feel like these are right there with everything else. I really like my Trenchers. I wish the Trenchers were a little bigger, but so far they've been great. So I expect these to be right along the same lines. And, you know, pretty much the same compound, a little bigger lugs. So maybe not quite as soft as the Trenchers just because the lugs are a little bigger. But I think they're going to be a great tire. So you guys let me know what you think about these. I'll leave you with some running. And I appreciate everybody so much. Peace.